rates the intensity of their attacks on Ukraine with little concern for Ukrainian civilian casualties. Of particular note right now is this convoy. Here's a satellite image of it right now. It's anywhere from 17 to 40 miles long. It's moving ever closer to the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv. Back with us, CNN military analyst and former Army Commanding General for Europe and the 7th Army, Lieutenant General Mark Hertling. Mark, when you see this convoy, you can show us where it is on the map. What are your concerns with it?
Well, first of all, John, it is a long convoy. It is a resupply convoy. They have military kinetic equipment. When I'm talking about that, tanks, BMPs, air defense systems, and other kind of killing machines within that resupply convoy to protect it. So what is concerning about it is we're focused on that. And everyone is telling me, why don't we just send in airplanes? Why don't we send in helicopters to destroy that? Yeah, if I'm the Ukrainian commander, I'm saying, you got any of those for me? Because I'm not sure I can use the limited number of aircraft to strike a resupply convoy right now, especially one that has air defense systems within the convoy proper. I also, as the Ukrainian commander, am thinking, I've got 25-meter targets that I'm shooting at. I can't afford to go after a 100-meter target just yet because I'm trying to survive the fights going on in the various cities. They will eventually get to this convoy. Trust me, John, they will. But right now, it is not the priority in any commander's mind. If you had the means to hit it, you certainly would.
So, General, here is one area of concern. All the areas in red now on this map under Russian occupation, essentially. What happens if this area of red here starts to encircle Kyiv all the way around? We keep hearing about the Europeans and NATO nations sending in weapons and arms to help the Ukrainians, but how do you get them into Kyiv if it's surrounded by Russian troops?
Well, there are covert means to get some of that equipment into Europe, John, or into Ukraine. What I would be most concerned with, though, truthfully, is not so much the expansion of those red areas that we've been watching for such a long time, because that's where Russian troops are. What I would be most concerned with is the long-range systems. What I'm talking about is the missiles, the artillery that can shoot from 17 miles away, the cruise missiles, which we saw just hit in the middle of Kharkiv, that can shoot from hundreds of miles away. Those are the things we're going to see a lot of next, because the ground forces of the Russian army are not moving very well. They are bogged down, in my humble opinion. So we're going to have to watch at what Mr. Putin and his army does next. Is he going to use a lot of long-range systems, artillery, missiles, cruise missiles, to strike targets where there's a lot of civilian population? We've already seen some of that, and we've also seen how you could put it in the category of a war crime. I certainly would when you're talking about using cluster munitions or hitting a government building with just civilian targets, as we just saw right now in Kharkiv.
Yeah, and again, the reporting from Jim Sciutto is sources tell him that the United States expects to see more of that from the Russians in the coming hours and days. Retired Lieutenant General Mark Hertling, always an educator.